meeting of the Laurentian University Alumni Association. Before we get started, I'd like to remind everyone to keep their microphones muted to minimize distractions. We invite you to set your display name to show your name, program, and graduating year. You may use the chat function to ask questions, which will be monitored and addressed throughout the meeting or answered offline by a member of the board or the Laurentian University Advancement Office. All alumni are eligible and will be prompted to approve motions during the meeting, which will be recorded for reporting purposes. Tonight, for our membership voting, we will use the polling system within Zoom conferencing. We'll be testing the polling feature now. Please answer on the prompted poll, yes or no, as to whether you are an alumni of the university. If you have any questions or trouble with this feature, please let us know in the chat function. While we're completing that, I'll continue. The Laurentian University Alumni Association aims to build lifelong relationships that help promote the welfare and advance the interest, influence, and usefulness of Laurentian University. As a graduate of the university, you become a member of the association along with 66,000 of your fellow Laurentian University graduates and have a voice in the affairs of your alma mater. I would like to welcome a couple of distinguished guests, Robert Haché, President of Laurentian University, and Claude Luaa, Laurentian graduate and Chair of the Board of Governors. Thank you both for joining us tonight. I'd also like to welcome all of our members, some of which are joining us from all over the world. Tonight we have representation from Vevey, Switzerland, California in the US, British Columbia, and Montreal. Now I'd like to introduce the Laurentian University Alumni Association's executive members: Andrew Baker, Vice President; Leah Britt, Secretary and Senate Representative; Whitney Simpson, Treasurer; and Tracy McLeod, Executive Director of the LUAA and Chief Advancement Officer of Laurentian University. So now we will move on to the business portion of the meeting. We've worked with the directors in advance of the AGM to predetermine moving and seconding motions. With that, I call the motion to approve the agenda. The motion is moved by Hugo Chen and seconded by Leah Britt. Is there any discussion around the agenda? Nope, perfect. So all members, please use the polling tool to vote. If you're not an alumnus or alumna of the university, please select the not an alumnus/alumna option. And we'll just give a couple of minutes for that. All right, thank you. Motion approved by the membership and the motion is carried. Next, we'll move to review the minutes. So I'll call the motion to approve the minutes from the 2019 annual general meeting. All members, please use the polling tool to vote. If you're not an alumnus or alumna of the university, please select not an alumnus/alumna option. As a friendly reminder, only those who attended last year's meeting may vote. In the poll, please use the did not attend 2019 AGM if you're not present, and not the abstain option. The motion is moved by Tim Dignard and seconded by Andrew Baker. Are there any discussion around the minutes? We'll just wait for the results to populate. All right. They do pass. Motion approved by the membership and the motion carried. Thank you, everyone. So next we will be moving on to the president's report. So the first thing I'd like to talk about is the strategic plan. For those of you that don't know, we reached the end of our previous strategic plan and needed to work on a new one. So needless to say, 2020 to date has been a very challenging year for the university and the LUAA. With the uncertainty around the duration and the long-term effects of COVID-19, the LUAA has pivoted our strategy for executing our new strategic plan. While we have been executing the initiatives identified, we had looked forward to an official launch of the 2020 to 2023 strategic plan, which we've named Celebrating 60 Years. We were ready to publicly launch the plan on March 26, 2020 to celebrate the university's 60th anniversary when our world changed due to COVID-19. While we haven't had a splashy launch event as we had planned, the office team has been using the strategic plan document to guide our work, which is fostering ongoing engagement through meaningful experiences and relationships. So through this plan, when we were speaking to alumni, we're doing three things. We're commemorating 60 years of excellence with 60 celebrations. We're encouraging alumni to reminisce about Laurentian and help us reach this target of 60 celebration events. Number two, we're recognizing the impact Laurentian alumni make by encouraging people to honor distinguished alumni and friends of the university by nominating them for our Distinguished Alumni Awards program. And three, we're bringing our alumni home. While this looks very different in our COVID world, we are seeing amazing engagement from alumni in our virtual events, RSVPs for the AGM, and interest in getting involved in our various initiatives. I'm pleased to say that we're using this AGM as the launch of the new strategic plan, which can be found on the Alumni Association website, and want to thank all those who contributed their time to developing the plan. I'd also like to thank the office staff who provided feedback on the plan and are instrumental in helping us execute on these initiatives. On to other items. I'd like to acknowledge our outgoing directors. We've got JP Rains, Jose, Peter Fagioni, Billy Meekers, and Sophie Larocque. And thank you for your contributions to the board and our alumni. I'd also like to thank the selection committee for the hard work completed in reviewing and selection of our new board members. We had numerous strong candidates, and I know it was tough to narrow that list down. We completed a survey of directors in January 2020, wow, stepping back a bit, 2020, with the goal of understanding where we can improve as an association. COVID-19 has caused a delay in rolling out some of the action items from this survey, but I'll be focusing on the following during the next year. We're going to look at revisions to the new board member package, ensuring that we're setting up our new directors and the association for success. And we're also going to be striking a governance committee to make sure that the board is performing at optimal levels, engaging and involving our directors and alumni, and planning for leadership succession. This committee will also lead and make any key changes to the Constitution, which will help reduce the administrative burden on the alumni office. As I enter my final year on the board, I'm focusing on making sure that the LUAA is positioned and set up for long-term success. I look forward to working with the alumni office staff to engage our directors and alumni throughout the next year to meet this goal. And finally, I want to strongly encourage all alumni to participate in our programs and activities, as well as provide us feedback on what types of programs and activities you'd like to see. As an association, COVID-19 has caused us to be creative in our engagement activities, and we'd love to hear your feedback. So that is it from me for the report. I'm going to hand it over to Whitney to provide us a financial report.
All right, thanks, Adam, and welcome everyone. Oh gosh, okay. So Laurentian University supports alumni engagement efforts by funding the staff and operating cost of the University Advancement Office. Affinity programs are partnerships created to benefit alumni and generate revenue that comes back to the university to help enhance and fund alumni engagement opportunities. The Laurentian Alumni Association currently has 3 affinity partnerships that benefit alumni. TD Insurance Molosh Monix for home and auto insurance, which we have over 5,000 policies. Tempo Framing to frame your diploma and graduation photos. Home Instead Senior Care to help care for your loved ones. And a fourth will be added this year for life and health insurance. These partnerships provide a revenue stream to support alumni engagement initiatives, which may include human resources, events, supports for the execution of the LUAA strategic plan, and donations in the name of alumni. These funds have allowed the LUAA to invest in the creation of the University Club, numerous scholarships and bursaries in the Alumni Association's name, supported reunion efforts, and many student initiatives. Please check out our website for more information. As the treasurer of the LUAA, I work with the office to monitor the budgets and spending. Some of the expenses incurred this year include event expenses, alumni awards, special events including all initiatives related to 1 million hours of volunteerism, sponsorships related to student and alumni engagements such as Welcome Week and the Voyagers Academic Program. The opening balance for the 2019-2020 fiscal year is $225,532.36. We generated revenue of $307,862.47, with the total expenses of $158,196.44. The closing balance of the account for the 2019-2020 fiscal year is $375,198.39. For additional details, you can find a supporting document on our website, and a link will be emailed to all attendees following the conclusion of the meeting. So I call the motion to approve the treasurer's report for the 2019-2020 fiscal year be approved as presented. This motion is moved by Mark Solomon and seconded by Lisa Demmer. Is there any discussion? I'm not seeing any discussion, so we will call for the vote. So you can use the polling tool, and if you're not an alumnus or alumna of the university, please select the non-alumnus or alumna option. All right, that was approved. And Adam, back to you.
Thank you. Thanks, Whitney, for that. So next, I'm going to hand it over to Tracy McLeod for the Executive Director's Report.
Thank you, Adam. Good evening, bonjour, Annie, kwekwe. Je m'appelle Tracy McLeod et je suis la dirigeante principale de l'avancement et je suis une fière ancienne de la Laurentienne. Thank you for providing me a few minutes to speak about Laurentian, the Advancement Office, the Alumni Association, and ways we have been working to engage alumni. Cette année, la Laurentienne célébrait le 60e anniversaire des fières réalisations et des services aux communautés que nous servons dans le Nord et au-delà. I will always remember Laurentian University's 60th anniversary as the COVID anniversary. The pandemic has caused mass disruption to all facets of life, including education. Laurentian has taken and will continue to take steps necessary to ensure that it can continue to provide the best education and university experience to our students, current and future. I would like to introduce you to some of the incredible people who have joined the Laurentian team in the last year and are helping move the experience forward for our students. Dr. Robert Hache joined the university as its 11th president and vice chancellor last July. Thank you so much for being with us tonight, Dr. Hache. In his first year, he has met with over 200 alumni and friends and is committed to continuing this engagement. Dr. Marie-Josée Berger joined us August 1st. Dr. Berger is a strong advocate for students and has worked to increase opportunities for Indigenous and international students. Dr. Tammy Eager, a faculty member at Laurentian since 2001, was appointed Vice President Research beginning this July. Dr. Eager is committed to strengthening research collaborations, building new partnerships, and continuing to be a champion for equity, diversity, and inclusion in research at Laurentian. And our new dean in the last year, Dean Michelle Delorme at the Faculty of Management, joined us last July. All of these leaders have already shown their commitment to engaging with alumni and working collaboratively with us to advance Laurentian University. The entire university leadership team is committed to ensuring a safe environment, renewing our academics, and ensuring a vibrant learning experience with quality programs for all of our students. Speaking of students, I'm happy to share that they are still choosing Laurentian. Our first day of class enrollment numbers are trending on the positive side. My colleagues with the numbers always caution me about talking about this, but we're excited. We currently have just shy of 7,000 full-time equivalent students, which accounts or translates to about 9,000 students on campus. 500 of those students return to residence. We know the student experience is such an important piece in alumni engagement. And through this pandemic, we are seeing that graduates still want to be engaged with Laurentian. Since March, we have been learning about the alumni who are helping their communities cope with the pandemic. Please continue to share the amazing stories of our alumni. Some numbers that I'd like to tell you about, like for instance, tonight, over 60 people joining us in this webinar, and other virtual events seem to be targeting and touching people where they want to be involved. So thank you all so much for being with us. Some other great participation numbers we have from our alumni. Over 50 applications for a few positions for our Alumni Association Board of Directors. That is just amazing. And for those of you who unfortunately we weren't able to offer a spot to on our board, we want to work with you. We want to talk with you. We want to figure out ways that we can get you involved. Over 70 applications to help us choose the recipients of the Distinguished Alumni Awards this year. And speaking of those awards, we have about 60 nominations so far, but the process doesn't close till October 2nd. So I'm hoping that you will share the word and encourage alumni to nominate for the awards. A little bit about the University Advancement Office. So we're the office that leads alumni engagement and philanthropy and supports the Alumni Association. Almost 90% of our department staff team are Laurentian University grads themselves. Last year, the team recorded over 3,000 engagements with alumni and friends. The office hosted 27 events engaging a variety of alumni. The office hires students annually to call alumni and update them on what's going on at the university, learn about alumni successes, and ask them to give back to support our current students. Last year, our students made over 26,000 calls. At the start of COVID, it was identified that students needed additional financial support, and efforts were immediately launched to create a student emergency fund. The Laurentian University Alumni Association kickstarted the campaign with a donation of $10,000, and over $100,000 was raised in just over 24 hours. In total, last year, we were able to raise over $2 million from alumni and friends to enhance opportunities for our students. You heard President Adam Shiquetto speak of the Alumni Association strategic plan and the plan that's being launched now and moving us forward for the next 3 years. This plan is what leads the alumni engagement work that the office supports. And one highlight I would like to share about the Alumni Association's last strategic plan is about the engagement we were able to achieve through the 1 Million Hours of Volunteer initiative. We already know our alumni do amazing things in their community. This initiative gave us a chance to recognize their great work. Almost 4,000 graduates and friends participated in the program. Almost 1.1 million hours were logged by our incredible alumni and friends. And the volunteers who engaged with us were from 11 countries around the world and all Canadian provinces and territories. This was such a great initiative to learn of all the ways Laurentian alumni are making a difference in their communities around the world. So Whitney has already talked about our affinity partners and the revenue they generate to help with alumni engagement initiatives. So I just encourage you again, if you don't use TD Insurance Malosh-Monix for your home and auto insurance, really do check out our website, laurentian.ca/alumni for more information. They do provide great prices, tempo framing, Home Instead Senior Cares providing discounts for our alumni who need to use their services to care for their loved ones. And I think that is all I have for my report, Mr. President. Thank you so much for being with us this evening and for your engagement with Laurentian University. Merci, miigwech.
Thanks, Tracy. I touched on it, just moving on to the next item. I touched on it briefly in my report, but I just really want to take the opportunity to thank our outgoing board members for their service on the board. We spent a lot of time at meetings together, working through our shared vision for Laurentian University alumni, and on behalf of the LUA Board of Directors and the staff in the Advancement Office. Thank you for your time, ideas, and energy. Thank you so much to JP Rains, Jose Campo-Russe, Billy Meekers, Peter Fagioni, and our student representative from the Indigenous Student Circle, Sophie Larocque. As a token of our appreciation for your time on the board and in support of tonight's keynote speaker, the LUAA will be making donations in your names to the Youth in Care Fund at Laurentian University. We wish you all the best in your future endeavors and look forward to keeping in touch with you. Please welcome Andrew Baker, Vice President of the LUAA, who will be taking us through a review of the full board, including an introduction to our incoming representatives and board members.
Thank you, Adam, and good evening, everyone. Bonsoir à tous et salutations de Montréal. It is my pleasure to report on the outcomes of the nominating committee process and to present the slate of incoming board directors in addition to the full board. J'ai le plaisir de vous présenter la liste des nouveaux membres du conseil d'administration. We had incredible interest this round of elections, which you heard earlier. We had over 50 applicants for just 3 positions. Nous remercions tous les candidats pour leur intérêt et nous espérons de trouver des moyens de dialoguer avec vous tous au cours des prochaines semaines. We will be in touch. We thank applicants for their interest, and we will find ways to engage with all applicants in the coming months. The 3 applicants put forward by the nominating committee we're very excited about are, les 3 candidats proposés par le comité des mises en candidature sont Isabelle Baril, BA 07, Kareem Roberts, BBA 08, and Boang Frappe, HBCom 09. In addition, we have confirmed the following representatives to the board: Eric Chappelle from the SGA et Simon Paquette du AEF. Il rejoint les directeurs en place et la directrice exécutive de l'association, Tracy McLeod, pour former le conseil d'administration 2020-2021. They join incumbent directors and executive director of the LUAA, Tracy McLeod, to form the 2020 to 2021 board of directors. With that said, I call the motion to approve the board of directors, the 2020 to 2021 LUAA board of directors. The motion is moved by Lisa Demmer and seconded by Hugo Chen. J'appelle la motion d'approbation du conseil d'administration de 2020-2021. La motion est proposée par Lisa Demmer, appuyée par Hugo Chen. Is there any discussion? Y a-t-il de discussion? Hearing no questions, we'd ask to launch the poll. We ask all members to use the polling tool to vote. If you're not an alumnus or alumna of the university, please select that option. We'll just wait for those results to come up. There we go. Motion is approved by the membership. Motion carried. Adam, back to you. Merci tout le monde. Adam, de nouveau à toi.
Thanks, Andrew. So in pure LUAA fashion, we are if we're anything, we're prompt with our time. So we've hit the end of the business part. I'm just going to give some closing remarks. We'll adjourn the meeting and then we can lead into our keynote speaker. So fellow Laurentian University alumni, I want to thank you for your attendance and your attention. This brings us to the end of the business portion of the annual general meeting. On behalf of the directors, I'd like to thank you for taking the time to join us tonight. The reports from tonight's AGM will be available online early next week for reference. Any outstanding questions can be directed to University Advancement staff at universityadvancement@laurentian.ca. We'll be sending a follow-up email with these details, and we'll be reaching out to the winner of tonight's virtual door prize. We look forward to your continued support in the upcoming year. Stay connected and keep updated on everything the LUAA has to offer in the upcoming months. Read our newsletter and get involved by checking the website for updated events.